Welcome to this Sandbox Story short, in which I contemplate self-promotion. Self-promotion has a slightly unfavorable sound to it. Part narcissism, partly egotistical, it feels self-centered and vain. But like any necessary evil, here it goes with a little self-promotion. Sandbox Stories is approaching a half-year-old, and I'm thrilled to look back at the 30-plus pieces of content that have come from thousands of hours of completely, totally enjoyable work. This is a labor of love. I take no sponsorship money, I don't have anyone or anything influencing me, and when I do tell stories about a company or a product, there's no money exchanged. I do this because I love this profession and its people. Soon I'll release my latest perspective episode, Sandbox Story 10, which is actually going to be the last time I number my stories that I refer to as perspective pieces. And I've delivered 18 interview stories about incredibly compelling people in the eye care industry. This includes optometrists, ophthalmologists, optometry college staff, and industry contributors who aren't ECPs. Each and every one of them has a personal and or professional story that's worth your time. Simply stated, Sandbox Stories is kicking butt. But if you're kicking butt in a forest and no one is there, is it really making any noise? I need to get the word out so the industry can benefit from hearing the stories of these many incredible people. I've been grateful to a couple of groups, like I Thrive from GPN, under the leadership of Mr. Ed Buffington, where they have placed a Sandbox Stories channel on their community site at iThrive.net, as well as a highlighted call out by Dr. Art Epstein in his weekly e-newsletter, Optometric Physician. And there are others of you who are individually sharing posts on LinkedIn and Facebook, and for all of that, I'm grateful. It's a challenge to differentiate when there's so much really great digital content being produced in optometry right now. I'm thrilled to see so many incredible ODs bringing such tremendous information flow to the profession. Of everything that's out there, Sandbox Stories is doing something different. And it's not just me who thinks so. I'm getting a ton of positive feedback from the many of you who believe that Sandbox Stories is must-see because, at its core, it's human storytelling. And that human element is what makes optometry so wonderful. If you've never subscribed on YouTube or on your favorite audio podcast system like Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google, Amazon, Pandora, or others, please subscribe. You can consume Sandbox Stories while on a walk, or doing a workout, or taking a long drive. And make sure to also watch on YouTube, because I have frequently been able to add bonus items like photos and video that help further profile my guests and their topics. And I'm asking you to help me get the word out. Do you have a connection to a business that would promote Sandbox Stories? Would you be willing to make an introduction to an organization that might regularly publish Sandbox Stories? If you have an idea, please give me a shout at scott@getinthesandbox.com. Oh, and one more thing. You're going to be blown away by the next couple of months of Sandbox Stories. I've got more profiles of incredible industry people like Ken Lawenda, Millicent Knight, Dave Brown, and Rich Castillo, as well as the next generation of optometrists, including Jacoby Cleaver and Wamaka Ngati, as well as the story of my most interesting patient, who was placed at a Nazi concentration camp and made it out, as told to me by his daughter and granddaughter. You know, as I think of all this, seeking Sandbox Stories viewers isn't really self-promotion at all. It's the promotion of the incredible stories of perspectives and people. I hope you will continue to watch and listen, and I thank you for giving me your time. Until my next Sandbox Story, be great at all you do.